Hello. Now today uh, look out this. Let's check out this operation named Chief Information Officer Singapore. This is released by Norway Johnstone Recruitment, the Global Executive and Search Interior Management Singapore Hybrid 3 days ago. And when I apply this operation, they already have 137 applications. This is a full-time work, and the company is 11 to 15 employees for the agent, the job hunter. Okay, let's see what about this operation. About the job, this is an excellent opportunity to work for one of the world's largest container leasing companies which provide new container equipment for leasing to 800 customers worldwide. Delivery container equipment from 189 ports locations across 44 countries. Okay, let's translate this sentence. Work for one of the world's largest container leasing company, 集装箱 container leasing companies, which provides new container equipment. For leasing to 800 customers worldwide, delivering container equipment from 189 port locations across 44 countries. The role technology has been key to advance product and serious innovation and contribution to our clients' business growth. Our client needs to continue to stay on top of relevant trend to contribute to their success. Reporting directly to the CEO, the Chief Information Officer is responsible for all aspects of the information technology function within the business, which include system, network, telecommunications, infrastructure, IT equipment, and phone, security and compliance. This is all done with a commercial understanding of our business needs. The Chief Information Officer will be based in Singapore and is also responsible for the definition and the implementation of the long-term IT strategy that elegant. Let's check about for ramen.
Align.
Aligned with the business version will ensure business growth through continuous system improvement and innovation. You must be able to work in fast-changing technology landscape and manage the responsibility and pressure while leading the business to continuous success. Below is the key duty and responsibility. First one, have an innovation and global middle set to continually evaluate the ever-evolution nature of technology to enhance profitability and efficiency. Let's copy it.
Have an innovative and global mindset to continuously evaluate the ever-evolving nature of technology to enhance profitability and efficiencies.
So I think this is focused on the new technology, for example, the AI technology and the ChatGPT, and such as the progress for the data analysis, and all of this. For example, the geography and the chart database. Chart database such as NEO4J and all of these things. And the second one, the company has heavy reliance on SAP on SAP to manage their process and the system. And although the CIO doesn't need to have any deep knowledge of SAP, they have a high-skilled SAP team in place. It's essential that they have SAP understanding and will take the time to understand the SAP reliance and the requirements. I think most of the top companies, they all implemented the SAP system because they think SAP have the solutions for all the digital business, so they can fit for all industries such as manufacturing and trading and retail and warehouse, all of this. And even for the e-commerce, but I do not think SAP is fit for the e-commerce because for the e-commerce systems there is very different for traditional industry, because traditional industry, they are focused on the business workflow and the receipt and the financial balance, but the e-commerce system, they are focused on the concurrent capacity to process so many tasks at one time. But I think for SAP, they have the experience, and for traditional industry, when they face the emulation of digitalization, so they have gained plenty experience in this field and other field in industry, and they have changed it into so they implemented all this experience into their product. So I think SAP is a very big company, and their product is very complex. But I think different for Oracle and IFS and QAD, they are different situation in the industry. For example, QAD is focused on the automotive industry, and Infosys is focused on the chemical and oil and gas industries. They have gained much experience in these fields. Just for Microsoft, the Dynamic 365, it is a very new system, just focus on retail business. But for industry or manufacturing such as chemical and how to say the discrete.
Discrete, process-oriented industries.
But for the discrete and the process-oriented industries, there is not formed by Microsoft product, but Microsoft is just a beginner and the junior operation in the ERP systems, I think so. And for Oracle, they are beginning at the database, and the very first industry they touched on is the retail, and not very familiar with government system, not very familiar with manufacturing and all of this systems. They are not very skilled, I think so. And let's see the second line. Provided the version and the leadership for the ongoing development, improvement and maintenance of our global information technology structure, at best that support the business strategy within the stipulated budget and other constraint. I do not say it is very restricted for the big company, because I think for a CIO, the main task for this role is focused on the road, and I think is a vision for this field, because you cannot have a wrong decision. For example, if you have wrong decision, just an example, recently I hear about the Oracle system they implemented for government of Germany, very big city, but the Oracle system is not capacity and even crashed down, and the implementation duration is so long, for almost 3 years. They cannot go live. I think it is the decision for the CIO they must handle. For example, if you have to develop systems, what about to purchase the virtual system or to develop by yourself? It is maybe restricted by local government such as PDP Act and others. Maybe the continuous budget such as the human resource, which one to maintain it. Maybe the technology is only handled by very few people, such as the program languages or the clearance. The clearance just died 20 years ago, and no one can maintain it. And for example, the R systems is very complex and very easy to use. But because all of the package is every day is in the progress to update, so it is difficult to deploy it in a very big company. This is must be decided by the CIO. Okay, let's see about the next line. Creation and execution of short-term 1 year and long-term 3 year operation plan that specify the service and the investment progress that IT will deliver to the business in agreement with all other business function. I think this is not a very clever plan. For example, I can have some examples such as the Meta, META, and Apple, and maybe Google. You can find they push on and release a new version app very quickly, and such as for the Twitter, they have released a new function and very big improvement of the app, but just within very few months. Another you can find in China, there is so many innovation app. Maybe some of this is copied from America, but I think this is technology time. You cannot make decision very quickly and implement all of this very slowly. For some project, I think maybe the long time decision is because of the different language, different region, such as America and China and Singapore and Middle East, and for example the Brazil and all of this Japan, all of these countries they have different actors, they have different local government. So we have to fit on the policies to change our systems. But this is not the reason why the system is deployed so slowly. For example, you can find in Meta and Twitter, they are global companies. They can release a product very quickly and within just a few weeks. It is very quickly. For example, in Twitter or Google, they have a server group and a server farm. Maybe just handled by a few people, maybe one engineer or two engineers. They have backup each other. So the new product, the new function, new features will be tested and released very quickly in different environment, in different country, in different regional. So the product will be very quickly released. But I think this is a very simple features. But I think this is different policy, different knowledge they have implemented for the big enterprise and big companies. So maybe all of this knowledge should be organized and very quickly to fit on the inner requirement, and every product manager. Sorry, I used the name for internet companies, but it is realized maybe in enterprise. So we can use this operation, just name the product manager, to fit on all of these requirements. Just like me, about 15 years ago, I have organized all of these requirements for our companies, German chemical companies. We have organized all of these requirements from departments such as financial, logistic, trading, warehouse, and selling and manufacturing for the product. All of this we have gained the requirement and taken into Excel sheet within just 3 months. And so when we want to upgrade the ERP system, we have the ability to deploy it very quickly and get on view with our vendors and liaise with our vendors and engineers very quickly. We do not overtime workings, but we have deployed the system very quickly. I think so. The 3 years implementation, the long-term implementation should be very hard and maybe bring additional working for everyone. It is a burden. So let me pass it. See the next line. Next line is maintain and constantly improve corporate server infrastructure that can support the business in its totally let me see it later. Ensuring data center are properly operated and secured, and that process are placed to guarantee the stability and security of the systems and the data through the regular execution of preventing procedures such as data backups, disaster recovery test, or system access reviews. Okay, all of this requirement is so simple. I will check these words. What about these words? No, this one is totally. What about me? Totally. Let's pass it. Maintain and constantly improve the cooperation. I say maybe all of this should be belong to the ITIL policy, such as you must maintain the IDC according to policy, according to regulation. For example, you have must the maintainer, such as the admin, must check about the password policy every month. Check about what about the server condition, server health, and for the security they must check about the internet access rulers. For example, we have the TCP/IP protocol, and you must check about what about the incoming and outgoing rulers, which service they are accessing the internet, and which one can come in and which one can outing. And I see all this policy is built on the ITIL, and everyone must involved in the policy, and there is one duty or two duty responsibility for this policy. And for the database, for the disaster recovery, all of this policy must implemented periodically. For example, maybe 3 months or 6 months, we must have action to implement the disaster recovery, and have the test every day, maybe every month, every week, just see what important. If we have a very important online database such as the warehouse, such as online shipment, so we must have the standby system or standby database, one standby and another maybe copied to the backup system, maybe backup to the tabs. All of this you can find. You can always keep in a security condition. Okay, let's see the next line. Sure yearly compliance with SOX and external IT auditors. I see this is very important for IT department because in global companies, they are always very huge infrastructure investment and very heavy project related to IT. So there may be some corruption on the table. All of this business you cannot fund it, and such as the code release, such as code leaking, the bug repairment, maintenance, all of this, you must search for external ID auditors to find the weakness, to find out and to maintain your system health. Okay, let me see next. Enforce strict change control procedure in place for the development of business application. This is I don't know the strict change control. I see. Maybe to change some features is not very easy, and maybe just have some example. If you change a very small features, but the whole system crashed down, so you must care about every feature. But I think most important it is that everyone related in the business they know what they are doing. We have the manual. We must have the knowledge library to have the full train for our employers, and so everyone know what about the change. What about the change will mean? For example, come from my wife. She has worked in a very big banking. So the banking have a very small errors they have found, but no one know what about the reason. So there is a big problem in the under ocean. They are just very small ice mountain you can find it, but there is a very big problems in the case. But at that time, so she is a very junior employee, so she cannot handle all this project. But finally, she is very lucky to report the problem to her boss, and her boss reported to the big boss. So the big boss handled the case, and they have solved it very successful. I think just for maybe for bank business, they are very security and no one can know everything. But I think maybe in a flexible organization, maybe everyone can handle on their business related to himself. So there is a benefit to companies. I have some experience in KDF. I have worked for these German companies. Everyone know what they are doing, and the related manual and the related ITO, all of these policies they know. This is should not be secretly kept by oneself, but should be announced and be trained to others for share the document with your colleagues. For example, why we using the cloud, such as Microsoft SharePoint to share the document in our internet. In the enterprise internet. So all the document we can share, all the document we can find it. So everyone can train by themselves, not save some private materials in his laptop or his personal laptop. It is not good. I just think the share knowledge in a company is very important. Okay, let's see the next line. Ensure the security and integrate the company's system and data. Security and integrated. Why integrated? This is just included in item, not duplicated words. Next line. Provide IT support to the worldwide office network, including the operation of 24/7 help desk. I think maybe this problem maybe can be provided by external services such as I remember there is a company they can provide the full-time help desk just for PC and app and all of these things. Very small business. Next line. Develop and maintain the necessary telecommunication infrastructure to allow the 24/7 connection of all company office worldwide to the centralized local data center. This is very easy because if we have the internet connection, so we can deploy all of this internet and connected by VPN such as IPsec VPN and SSL VPN. All of this we can guarantee the network is working very fast and very quickly, and we can verify all of this connection is released by certification, released by maybe by third-party certification center, maybe released by our company's certification center. Okay, just one engineer is enough. Maybe you need back-to-back to back up the role. Next line. Overseeing relationship with vendor, contractor, and service provider, and agree service level agreement. This is asked for the SLA. Maybe we need the big company for our partners for IT service. Maybe such as you can find a contractor such as SAP and local telecommunication provider. In Singapore, maybe Singtel and all these big companies they provide, but the price is very high. So we think there is some policy we must in ruler to control the budget, to control all this unlimited requirement, to have the decision what is important, what is urgent, and what is not urgent and not important. All this we can clarify all of these tasks and projects in this way measured. Okay, let's see next line. As a member of the senior management team, having a collaborative and transparent relationship with all of them, being able to influence and guide decision within the group will be essential tool. It will be required on an ad hoc basis to present to our board of directors. Okay, I see. There may be ad hoc tasks from the board of directors, and we must have a good relationship, and we can arrange our working very smoothly. There is no more overtime working. There is no more time to waste. So we can to collaborative and transparent relationships with each other. All of the members of our senior management teams. So we can listen to them and we can understand their requirement, and we can know what is what is the essential we must to update, what is the essential to keep on the rhythm, and what is the reason to have some urgent exchange. Maybe all of this we must listen and cooperation with each other for our board of directors. Okay, let's see the last line. Latest but importantly, overseeing a team of 28 IT professionals who are mostly based in Singapore, but with some team members in Europe and US. Keeping the team inspired, motivated, and developed is key to retention and sustainability strategy. Complex sentence. At my first vision for the team, 28 members in Singapore, I think most of them maybe have different role, and maybe someone is very old, someone maybe junior, and someone maybe competitive for the position of the CIO. But why none of them become the CIO role? I think maybe they have business on their private home, private business, private technology, not have the overall vision of the global business, and they have no time for study. Maybe they have not have the ability to handle the big team. But I think everyone is very good. Everyone different from China. China's IT always focus on technology and maybe focus on the corruption or other things. Everyone I meet in Singapore, they are very professional and professional for their personal job, personal technology. I think just in IT business, just in Thai IT teams, because we have time to study technology, and we are thinking in IT and technology, we have no more times to argue with others. So I think this is a very simple team in just in IT. But much more, we have to realize the others, just except IT. For example, the operation, the business, the financial, all this department, we want to understand their business and understand the board of direction and other business. So it is a vision for CIO. Okay. The ideal candidate: experienced CIO with minimal or 15 to 20 years of progressive IT experience. Okay, I think I'm the fit man. Relevant sector experience gained within either global transportation, maritime shipping, leasing, asset management, or financial service, security relation, 安全、证券化。
Securitization.
Securitization. Okay, I have developed financial leasing systems, so I think I have experience in this field. Next line is foreign nation with previous experience of working in Singapore, Asia, or a global multicultural organization. I think I come to Singapore 2 years, and maybe I'm not very familiar with Singapore, not very familiar with European, American, but I think it is a very good culture in Singapore to understand the world, to communication to each one. It is a good environment. I like this, and I like Singapore. Next line, previous experience with SAP S4 and HANA. HANA is SAP's database developed by SAP themselves. SAP X4 is a professional ERP product, maybe focused on the transportation and financial. All of this they can do. I can very quickly to understand the business because I have the ERP experience in this field, and it's maybe very easy. Next line, previous experience with AWS. Okay, it's very easy. I have used AWS for myself to build a VPN server and build a personal blog just for practice for AWS. It's very popular and very similar business such as Microsoft Azure and Alibaba Cloud and all of that clouds. And the next one, proven track record or long-term digital transformation and experience in cyber IT security infrastructure and hardware. It's so very easy. I have experience to configuration the Cisco router and checkpoint firewall maybe 20 years ago. And for the firewall, I have the experience for NetScreen and FortiGate and other products such as I forgot the Juniper. Juniper, all of this. And I have the experience in Linux. You want to build a Linux server in the internet, you must focus on the security, because there is always a hacker to find out the weakness. So you must make up your configuration, the firewall ruler very carefully. For example, when I first time to build up my Linux server on AWS, it is very quickly hacked by someone. Finally, I found I have quoted uncertificated program released on GitHub. I think there is some backdoor in this, and I think maybe I should program the script by myself, not simply use other people's code. It is very important, and you must close look into the server. The method is I forget the it is last time I looked at my server by the certification, not by SSH. Okay, yes, you must close the SSH login. If you open the SSH port 22, there is so much blackmails you will find in your server. Okay, next slide. Bachelor's degree in information system or related fields. I have 3 degrees. First one is double year, second one is English, and the second one is economic. Although it's not related to IT, but I focused on IT field in this industry for almost 25 years. Okay, all of this knowledge is studied by myself and communication with each other, so I can develop myself and making progress every day. Next line, strong management and leadership experience. So minimal 20 staffs, motivating teams, implementation, talent attraction, and ration strategy, etc. And I think in my experience in Korea, I have lead a team at least 100 people in China Grand Auto. It is a very big company, maybe the world's biggest company. We have 200,000 employees. In our IT teams, we have 110 or 20 members in our team. And I act as the IT partner in Rendong Auto. We have built our teams within 1 month, and all these companies, everyone is employed from our group company from the social, and we run it very quickly, expand in 3 months from 5 people to 200 people. It is very quickly. Next line, commercial insight and ability to understand business need and translate it into solution. It is to say you must understand the business, such as for the McKinsey and all other companies, they can understand the business very quickly. That means you have the ability to understand the different business very quickly. You understand the regulation, the policy in the world, such as the airport, transportation, logistic, warehouse, because you understand what about the reason, what about the theater in the background. You must study the economic. You must study the law, and the psychological, and all these things you must understand. So you can very quickly to understand new industry very quickly. Just depending on your knowledge of IT, you can transfer all of these business requirement into digitalization. For example, to implement IT systems such as infrastructure building and ERP system, financial leading systems, and asset management systems. All of this you must understand business. But did you want to know about the business? You must understand what is economic, understand what is views and hears, and you must understand humanity. All of these things you must understand. Okay, next line. Excellent writing, verbal and listening communication skills. You can find myself in this video. Next line, strategy plan and business growth skills. I think I have told this was just 1 minute ago. Enhance shareholder management and negotiation skills. I think this is mean. You must be very handsome and view communication. You can listen and you can understand each other by oral communication and by writing, by email. All of this function, all of this method, you can get on with each others and find out the reason and find out the future in your working relation. Okay, next one. Proven track record, success, excellent or complex IT project. Okay, I have developed a financial leading system by myself, just by myself, one man. Like I found it, maybe in my computer, right by Chinese word. Sorry, it is not saved in my computer. This is very simple, but I think I have the experience about all of this. This is a very simple graph for the automotive industry. This is the customs leasing, and this is used car, and this is the value evaluation, and this is valuation. All this just the Chinese word. Okay, strategy. How to pronounce this?
Strategic.
Strategic plan and business growth skill. I think I have the experience in Rendong Automatic Limited. We have hold on a startup business just supported by our boss from the Hong Kong listed companies, just 1 million renminbi. But we expand the business very quickly, and in 6 months we have get the 10 time rate PE rate, and sell it to another capital investor companies very quickly. It is in the used car business. We use a financial leasing model and release all of this business very quickly and expand in China mainland. Next line, enhance the shareholder management and negotiation skills. Okay, I always get on with my last boss and keep in touch. Next line, proven track record of success executing or complex IT project. In my CV, I explained the KDF ERP systems. They are very complex. You can find it is combined with different sites, different company, different business, including financial, logistic, warehouse, trading, retailer, and manufacturing for the chemical and oil. Sorry, let me check about it. It is discrete manufacturing system. It is very complex, and this project is as FS Global Oil Oracle project.
Honorary projects.
Honorary project. I have implemented act as a project team and act as a project management. Act as a project manager, and I report to the project committee. The project committee is combined by two people. One people is my boss in the big boss in China, and another commitment is FS boss in China. Next line. Priority system development or infrastructure experience is desirable. Okay, I can see I have the hardware for networking and router and switcher and the AP, all of this, and the IDC infrastructure, including the optical switcher and the minimal computer, for example, AS400 and the minimal IBM server very quickly, and maybe 20 years ago in Paradise electronic appliance companies, they have applied all of this hardware, and they have built IDC very early years ago. Next line, appreciation of compliance and security policy. I think maybe in the last company in the Novo, I'm very focused and devoted myself to the company, not just in Novo, but in China Grand Auto and in Novo and Rendong Limited. I have very moral. I think only one. It is me. Very moral to my job, to my operation. I think I have the only one. Next one, flexibility and agility to adapt to change and evolution of digital transformation. Be able to see the benefit of technology and the need for digital transformation. Okay, this is roughly description. I think so. Flexible says you must have some do, and you cannot do everything. It is important. Someone always very interested and very fans for new technology, but they forget it is maybe not fit for company. It is very important. You must think about the company at first, and then you can think it over, and maybe you can have more discussion with your colleagues and your vendors and the competitor and your operator, and you can find the best solution. It is very important. Last one, problem solving and creative in design, variable and impactful solutions. impactful solution. I think maybe if you find the weakness, if you find the big problem, you must have the ability to solve it. I think this is a very important ability to have the ability to have something in advance. You must think about it over, so you have lesser problem. If you think about it very carefully, and you can listen to different opinions, you can find you have always on the right way. You are on the road. This is important. I think Apple, this is great companies. They always on the right road. They can take on their road very sturdy. I think I will be the man for the very right people for the study of my road. Thank you. It's all. I will stop the recording.